Good morning everyone. So today's video is going to be a tour of our homeschool space. Okay, so here we have our homeschool room. As I said, we've been homeschooling for 4 years now, roughly, and we've got 5 children, so ages almost 11 down to a 8-month-old baby. And I like to set the room up so that we can all be in here, and we've got different things set up for all the different ages. So that's just how I like to have the space set up. It's challenging when now we have a crawling baby, so I've had to sort of change it around a little bit again. But as she grows, we can, incorporate different things. And yeah, it just changes, as anyone knows who homeschools, it changes with the growth of your children and the ages and stages that they're at. So this is basically how we've got it set up at the moment. We've just moved into this room. We've had other rooms over the years, and we've had similar setups over the years. We've even used the dining table and not had a homeschool room, although I quickly found that it suits us much better, and we are so lucky we have a pretty big house and we have this room that we can set up really for homeschooling or anything. We use it all the time anyway, not just for our focused schoolwork. But anyway, here we go. I'm going to pan around and give you a bit of a look of the room, and I hope the lighting's going to be okay because we get beautiful morning sun in this room through those 2 windows, and I'm just hoping it's going to be okay to see everything. One thing I will mention, that this wall over here, I've got a wall hanging up over it. It has to be lined on this side and painted white, and we haven't done that yet, and that will then be used for probably mainly posters and hanging up all our artwork. So at the moment it's just sort of the rough side of the other wall. It's just been put in this wall to separate this was a huge room, and it's been separated into 2 sides now. So yeah, on the other side, and we don't have a door, we just walk around the other side, and the other side is our playroom. So okay, so this will start over here, and this little cabinet here is for our readers, learn to read type books. So the bottom shelves I set up for my little baby who started to grab things and pull things off shelves. So the bottom rows will be a little bit bare at the moment. But here we have all our levelled readers. So, and I would say 95% of these I've found in the op shop. I buy anything Scholastic or, you just get to know over the years which ones will be good to learn to read, and some of them I've ordered. So these ones are all for I've put them into levels a little bit so the kids can find them easily. I've only got one learning to read at the moment, and the other 2 already know, so they can read whatever they want, obviously. And he doesn't have to pick, they don't have to pick from these books, but they can, it's there if they want to. And these ones here are our Phonics tale books, which I also got second hand. 1 lot from eBay and 1 lot from an op shop, which was a fantastic find. These are really good, these Phonic tales. Now, I won't go into too much detail about every single thing, but if anybody sees something and they want to know more details about it, I'm so happy to share any information with you. So just ask in the comments below and I will answer any questions. So this is from these are the Printable Readers, which are levelled A through to Z, and it is, I think the website's called A to Z Reading, and these books are great. You can colour them in or you can print out colour ones, and they're fantastic. And you can do a free trial on that website too, I think. Okay, so that's our reader type section. This bookshelf here we've had for ages, and it is mainly for, say, all of these books along here are all our reference books, which I did a huge book cull recently and basically halved all our books. I found we had a lot of books that were kind of doubles and explaining the same thing, so I kind of got rid of quite a few books recently. So these are the ones we use a lot. So, and I've got them sort of basically, we've got history here, we've got science, question and answer type books, general interest, geography, animals, dinosaurs, Australian history, wildlife, that kind of thing, and just some random stuff there. So that's how I've got that set up. Here we have in these shelves we have, so we've got Corbin, Dax, Zev and Ariane, who's only just about to turn 4, so her stuff is really, if she wants to join in, I've got stuff ready to pass to her. She's absolutely not, I don't make her to actually sit down and do schoolwork as such, but she really quite likes joining in, so I've got stuff ready for her on hand, and that's what I like to keep there. So this is just for completed work for the kids to put out of the way, and I can get back and have a look at it. It's for artwork, drawings, books they're working through, anything they want. They've got their own cubby just to keep it out of the way, basically. And any books school books that we don't use every day, but they need to keep an eye on. So that all goes there, and we know exactly where it is for them to find. Here we have mainly dictionaries, thesauruses and things like that. And then the top row is mainly games, so educational games. So I'll just pan over these slowly, and if anybody wants any more information. Actually, a lot of these I found in the op shop. If anyone knows me knows I op shop as often as I possibly can. And I find so many things in the op shop for our homeschool over the years. You just get to know what your kids are going to enjoy and what might be a bit educational but fun at the same time. So yeah, that's what we've done there. Then up the top, these two are continent boxes in the making. I really want to make some continent boxes. If you don't know what they are, you can Google them. I think our Worldwide Classroom has some great information on continent boxes. I'm pretty sure that's the website. Yeah, so I'm going to make some of those up, but I haven't got back to that. This one here is our human body resources, so our hands-on sort of puzzles and information booklets and stuff like that. And these are some lap books that we've done in the past. This is our Jolly Phonics magnetic alphabet, and I'll try and give you guys a look. Our Montessori movable alphabet is up there as well, so I like to keep that out of the way because I'm worried if my younger kids get into it they might break some of the letters, so I like to keep it up there and then I can just pull it down when we need it. These are some cube connector blocks. The kids love these. We've got magnetic shapes and animals up the top there too. I have to start keeping some of the smaller stuff up out of the way now. We've got a little baby who is putting things in her mouth, so we have to keep some stuff up top. These games here were actually given to us from a family member who is a primary school teacher, so that is fantastic, and we haven't played them a huge amount, but they're great. Depends on the age and stage of the kids, so I'll probably be using these a lot soon because we've got a lot of learn to read type games there. Then we have some lap books that I have made, which I can go through in another video if anybody wants to see the ones I've made and which ones I have found good. They're really cute. That's just a tray for work if they've done some gluing or something they need to put out of the way. Here's some trays. These are magnetic whiteboards for work with the magnetic letters and such. Magnetic trays, things like that. This stuff here is all things I get for the kids to do while I'm reading, like we do our morning read aloud. So this is a book of mazes and, you know, writing practice type books. And these are all from for whiteboard markers, so they just rub off at the end when we've finished those. So those are all just those. Those are our cocoa blocks, which are fairly new and we haven't used them a lot, but I'll be using them a lot this year with my Learn to Read guy. They are like a Duplo block thing. I can't remember where I got them, but I'll find out and I'll put the link below to those. That was good. Yeah, I can't remember. This is our Geo board that was also given to us. The kids like playing with that. And then some more trays for Montessori tray activities that we do sometimes. And these here are also for Montessori activities. You can put them down on the floor like this or on the mat. Hang on, I'll show you here. And use the movable alphabet and do activities on these little mats, which we do sometimes. So that's those. Our big animals book that was given to us. Also, this bookshelf here I like to put up mainly for my 4-year-old, And these are, sometimes I'll put Montessori hands-on activities, but so things like this time clock, and these are some 3-part cards to go with those. These cards are from the Montessori print shop. They've got some great stuff. Can't remember how much, but they're usually only about $3 for the printables for those, and we were given the clock. And so I just put little puzzles. These books here, the Reading Eggs alphabet ones I got in the op shop, so just random things for my younger 2 or 3 kids to play with while we're reading and such. So this is someone's stolen the beads out of this activity. Montessori hands-on activity with addition, under 10. There's normally beads in here, and we use the tongs to count them out. Some beading and this muffin game. So I just keep those up out of the way because of my little bubba. So that's that area, and little chair that my mum found for me in the op shop, which I adore, and the kids can sit there and read. Okay, then we are on to this cabinet here, which we got in the op shop, and at first I really didn't know whether I was going to love it because it's so schooly looking because of the colour, I think, but it is such a fantastic cabinet and I absolutely love it. So at the moment we're using it for displaying our unit study, so we're doing one on Africa at the moment. So we've got our African animals, some Africa colouring pages and all the books that we've found, and then we've also got these cards which I made up from, gosh, one of the big Montessori, which one is it? Got written there? No. One of the big Montessori, Simply Montessori. Okay, sorry about that. So, where was I? I think in these cabinets it's just extra pens, tacks, staples, Velcro tabs, magnetic magnets for little activities that I make for the kids, rubber bands and whiteboard markers, stickers, stuff like that. Was I going really fast then? So that's all that stuff, and then in here these were given to us, that's for writing or just to, like to stick on the desks and stuff if the kids need help with forming letters and things. Yeah, so that's all that stuff. Then here I have, these are all like, if we were going to do a unit study and I was gathering resources for the unit study, I can put them in these plastic folders, sleeves, and then I know they're all grouped together. So there's Christopher Columbus, that is some Montessori maths activities. This one, it looks like maths activities as well for my little preppy. Then that is some Spanish word cards, so that is all that kind of stuff. Those are some character building cards and so on. So there's an ancient Egypt unit study rather, and that kind of thing, Spanish. So I can just put them all in there and I know where they are when we need them, and I just pull that out and we work on it. So say when I prepared the Africa unit study, I would then pop it all in here until we're ready to do it. I have learnt though over the years to only organise stuff that you are going to do in the upcoming term. I've found when I first started homeschooling that I got really excited about all the awesome things that are available for the kids to do, and I'd print out all this amazing stuff and then you just don't get to most of it, which is why I have this huge big folder here which is absolutely full of printed stuff, because I just went crazy and then you just end up not really going back to it. So you pick a theme for that term and then print out what you need for that term, and that's basically how we do it anyway. Or you pick a topic that the kids are interested in or they'll ask about something and then you work on that and follow their lead a lot, rather than thinking something looks great and that you'll get to it, because 9 times out of 10 you just don't get back to it. And there's some printer, that's my printer ink as well. So that's all sort of my kind of stuff. The kids don't need to go in there. On this side is where we keep some hands-on stuff. So I hope you guys can see in there, and I'm not sure if you can, the lighting's not great. So basically on the top shelf we have our base 10 blocks, we have dice, we have our counters, We have some puzzles and some money at the back there. These are the Montessori place value cards. You can buy wooden ones, but these are actually, I think, free from the Montessori print shop. They are awesome. We've used these quite a bit. They've been really helpful. We've got this thing which has been pulled apart by my 4-year-old that I got online. More puzzles. This is all sort of just maths related stuff. Cuisinart rods, and this is a little maths activity thing I put together for the kids a couple of years ago. And that's that. Down the bottom is language arts related things. So a lot of the stuff in those are Montessori learning to read type cards, 3-part cards, beginning sound, ending sound, that kind of thing. Geometric solids, some magnetic words and things like that. These are just things I use for, say, if we were learning the beginning sound k, so k for cow and k for cup, that kind of thing, teapot. So I collect little objects that I think we will use for those activities. So here we have, these are the sandpaper letters. These were just cheapies that I bought, and we've used those a bit. These are some flashcards, which are really good, which I've been using this year. So these are flashcards also, which I was given from our teacher family member. They are really good, so we just use those sometimes, and more little Montessori hands-on activities that I put together. And a tray, so that's those 2 shelves. And then we have over here, there's a whiteboard in the corner that I haven't hung up yet. Normally it'll probably go on the new wall when we put that in. It's usually, I put that down low for the kids to use for magnetic letters and things like that, or for drawing on and that kind of thing. Now I'm not sure, the lighting looks really bad, but these are our work boxes. So we use these for organising the kids' schoolwork, and I won't go through them totally with you right now, but basically the kids, when they're doing their independent work or work with me around to help, obviously, I just put it in here, and this is how we organise it, and I'll go more into detail about that in another video. But those are the work boxes. Then we have our Australia map here, and this map and this one over here, you can use whiteboard markers on. So we use these quite a bit when we're trying to locate things. So in Africa, the kids would locate Africa, or we might try and locate where Egypt is or something like that, and the kids can mark it on this board and it just rubs out. These are really, really one of the first 2 things that I bought when we started homeschooling, and we have just used them, like, honestly, almost daily. So good. Okay, so here is, and I really hope you can see that, because to what I'm looking at it looks really dark, but here is just things that the kids can grab at any point. So there's sticky tape, glue, scissors. In here are paper and texters, pencils and crayons, and you can actually pull this whole drawer out, and we normally just pop that on the table, and the kids can draw while I read. And then down here are just a whole heap of random sort of workbooks, activity books, colouring books, things like that, which the kids can do while I'm reading for our morning read aloud, stickers and that kind of thing, and that's the same. And then up here is some things that I use for my learn to read. So if I find some early readers that would be good for him, then I'll pop them in here. Some flashcards, anything I think I might need for him, I chuck in this basket and it's ready to go. And another world map here, and then this is our library books here, and then this is where I've just set up my computer. So here I have some whiteboard markers, stamps and pencils and things like that, some extra scissors, stapler. These are the kids' maths books, which I photocopy out. They're the sheets that I want them to do for the week, but I'll go into more detail about how we run our days and, you know, how all that works for us in another video. Up here I put books that that are coming up, so books that, so we're working through this one at the moment, The Last 1,000 Years, but anything that I find that we're going to be using really soon, I chuck up here or in here. this is my very dirty planner. And so yeah, that's just some bits and pieces that I might need throughout the weeks, but not maybe on a daily basis. So there's my computer, and down here is my morning basket. So I just pull this out here, stick it down here, and that is where we keep the books that we are reading on through for that month. And then down here we have my guillotine, some maths games which I bought, which we've hardly touched actually. I don't know why I bought those. And that is basically it. And I'll just pan around again. So we basically sit around this table at the moment to do our morning read aloud. Everyone just grabs pillows off their beds, which are just in the next room over, and we read around here. Sometimes we go to the dining table. Depends on how the kids feel. If they want to really spread out or do Play-Doh or something like that, we might do it in the dining room. But usually we just come around this table on the floor. We used to have a table with chairs, but we just got this new old table, and I wanted it really low, and I really like it. We all like sitting on the floor, and it's working for us so far. Maybe when the kids are a bit bigger we'll need a bigger one with chairs, but at the moment it's working really good for us. So basically that's it. We've got a mat on the floor for anything floor related that we might want to do. Puzzles and things like that while we're reading. And yeah, that is it. I hope this video hasn't been too long. If anyone has any questions, I am more than happy to answer any questions on how we do things, and or any of the resources that you see that you might want more details about. I'm happy to answer any questions. So that is it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.